smart using some key exercises. These are all like what Paul Check would refer to as primal pattern movements. Prior to that, I'm going to show you like one little key tip that will help you to work out how to integrate arms and legs together through the torso really effectively and have a massive improvement in your strength gains for everything, and your movement patterns will be really smooth. Alright, so I'm going to show you using Darren here how you do it. So we're going to show you as if Darren doesn't know what to do. So he's going to stand on his left leg, he's going to hold his right hand like this, and he's going to try and stop me as hard as he can with his hand from me pushing his hand past his head. Alright, ready, set, go, Darren. Bang. Alright, so I, with two fingers, easily pushed him backwards. If he was doing it the right method, I won't be able to move him, or especially won't be able to move his hand. I'll be able to actually move him in the end, but his whole arm and everything will be still rigid. So the way he does this, he stands on his left leg, gently pulls his belly button in, places the tongue up on the roof of the mouth, and then he starts to apply pressure to my hand, and no matter how hard I try, I won't be able to beat him, alright? So I'm pushing way harder than I was the first time, and I still couldn't move him. Alright, so now knowing that, we want to apply that logic to every single exercise that we're going to show you. If you do that, you'll be significantly stronger, because all these exercises require the upper body as well as the legs. Alright, so we're going to move over to Rosie, who's going to show us how to do a deadlift. One of the key exercises that you really want to be good at. Great posture exercise, probably the king of posture exercises in terms of weight training, and really picks on the weakness of most people. So Rosie's got an awesome setup here, nice little lumbar extension, and she's going to drive through her glutes and stand up, really rip up the bar. She's going to do a couple of these, and she's applying the breathing, using the tongue and the roof of the mouth and the belly button in at the bottom, because that's where the stabilising has to be done. She's going to do one more. And that's one of your key exercises you want to be good at, right? Now she's going to move into a wood chop. We're going to use a medicine ball today. So again, she's going to have a real good stabilising force right there when she goes to throw it. It's going to be where she needs it. And again, she needs the tongue on the roof of the mouth to integrate the legs and the upper body with the torso all in one simultaneous action. This relates quite a lot to almost any sport you can think of, or any movement like gardening, for example. This is a movement that causes a lot of back pain in most people. Well done, Aussie. Alright, so now we're going to move over to Mel, and she's doing a squat with a barbell. And so basically, almost similar to the deadlift, she needs to keep this nice little lumbar extension, and we're going to get her to come up on her toes. Bang, just like that. So you can see, the squat relates very closely to the timing of jumping. And it has a lot of carryover into other movements that you're going to need in life, or sports, or occupation. And this is one of the best movements that you want to be training your body to be smart at. Now we're going to move over to Darren. Darren's doing a one-leg squat with a cable rope. And just for the sake of this video, we've added some instability to it as well. So by doing stuff like this, we're making his body smart. As opposed to sitting on a seated row or doing a dumbbell row on a bench. Great isolated exercise, but it's sort of making the system dumb. Alright, we need to make the system smart, because this is how the body is meant to move. It's not meant to be sort of into the floor on a machine. Alright, so by Darren becoming excellent at this, his body's becoming really, really supercharged. Alright, so now we're going to move into the next movement, which Mel's going to show us, which is a cable press. And again, this would be what most people would do as a bench press. This again is making the system really smart. Right, so this is very much like that tongue on the roof of her mouth thing we did with Darren a minute ago. And she's really like integrating upper body and legs together at the same time, with this abdominal becoming a huge focus. So if Mel can really get this one down pat, she could eventually start integrating a weight shifting movement with it as well. And then she'll start to get dramatic improvements in her training. Last one we're going to do is Darren's going to show us a multi-directional lunge. And once again, this is one where we find most people struggle with coordination on this one. All over the shop, can't quite put it together because it's quite tiring on the brain trying to work it out, meaning that we're making the brain smarter, which makes the muscles smarter, makes the movements better. Alright, so Darren's got some excellent technique on this, beautiful range of motion. His coordination is superior, really good. So he's going to have no trouble playing any sports when he's really good at this exercise. By adding a load to it, makes a huge difference. Alright, so there's our key exercises for training your body to be smart. So when you start sitting on machines and you start isolating things, that's what we would do if we saw you in rehabilitation. If you have nothing wrong with you, you must be trying to integrate movements, arms and legs together, all in one action. The more integrated it becomes, the more like real life it becomes, the smarter your body becomes, the less chance of injury you have, the better your performance, the more weight you lose, the more muscle you gain. There's just endless amounts of positives from training in integration. If there's something wrong in your system, you must come back and work on the isolated components of it, but with the end goal being get it back to integration. Otherwise you're going to end up in problems forever and never get rid of them. All right, so hopefully I've helped you out with this little short video, and it's up to you to take it to the next level in your training.